A thread by Rex at social.quodverum.com. Trump's speech today was disappointing for many. But then again, so many people continue to have unrealistic expectations. The worst thing Trump could do now would be to appear as if he was on the warpath. That would play straight into the hands of his enemies. Besides, it was more of a low-key event, so Trump used a different communication style. I think I spied bulletproof glass in front of Trump, which is a concern. Could be wrong on that. But at least I could see that he was alive. Look, and again, the key date is 20 January 2021. It is now almost impossible to know what is going on, so I am not going to bother trying to speculate. What I do know is this. On 20 January, either Trump is inaugurated or Biden is, or the whole thing will be called off. They are the only likely scenarios I can see. My personal opinion is that a Biden inauguration will be a massive tragedy for the USA and what remains of the free world, and a calamity for Trump personally as well as for his family. It will also be a huge blow to all of us. Don't know about you, but I have never been a political person. I was drawn into this when it dawned on me how corrupt Clinton's presidential run was. Since then, I have investigated the mind-blowing scandals of the Obama-Biden administration, as well as the outrageous criminality of Obamagate and, of course, Spygate. It was shocking to learn just how much damage was inflicted on the U.S. system under Obama. Much of that damage remains. It has also been sobering to learn just how corrupt our Congress is on both sides. Like many, my main reason to support Trump was his promise to drain the swamp. Have I admired Trump's policies? On the whole, yes. This is a time to reassert American independence and exceptionalism. It's not always the right posture, but Trump was correct to make that his cornerstone for foreign policy. The wall was key to that. It has saved many lives and secured America's southern border. I'm also very happy that Trump has not started any new wars. In fact, he's the most anti-war president in living memory. His dismantling of NAFTA was also genius. It dealt Xi and the CCP a huge blow. In short, Trump is extremely effective at being POTUS. Before the Wuhan flu struck, he had America humming again, bigly. That's all to the good. And of course, I have been appalled at the behavior of the Democrats, rhinos, and their big tech and fake news goons since Trump won the 2016 election, aka the swamp. From the start, they have waged an all-out war on the presidency and the Trump family, committing many despicable crimes in the process. Nothing appears to be too low or dirty for these awful people, and it has been more than disturbing to witness their evil work. Their disgraceful and shameful conduct has inflicted terrible damage on the United States. And unfortunately, that is why, should Joe Biden be inaugurated as the 46th president, I will regard Trump as a monumental failure. One of the worst ever presidents. See, the problem is this. Walls can be dismantled. Policies can be reversed in a day. But the swamp, once drained, cannot replenish itself. And if Joe Biden becomes president of the United States, it means Trump failed to drain the swamp. Be in no doubt. If Biden and company take over, all of Trump's achievements will disappear. They're going to make sure he won't even be remembered. And the swamp wins. Again, Trump knew about this threat before he won the 2016 election. His specific promise was to go after them Many signed on because of that promise. That promise will not have been kept if Biden is inaugurated. In fact, if Biden is inaugurated, Trump will leave with the swamp more powerful than it has ever been. Even worse, with the same cast of characters in charge as 2008 to 2016. She and the CCP, in fact, all of America's main enemies, will also be more powerful. I'm sorry, but that is a terrible legacy. Some of you may think I'm being too harsh. Trump did his best. He was playing with a stacked deck, etc., etc. Sorry, if Biden becomes president, my answer is no, you are wrong. Again, if Biden manages to pull this off, no one can reasonably argue that Trump will have done his best. Take Spygate. There has been almost no meaningful declassification of what went on. It's quite pathetic. Why? Have they got something on Trump and his family? There have also been no significant indictments from Spygate. Again, really pathetic. Durham? Does he even exist? Again, Trump is the president of the United States. His powers are vast. So much more could have been done. Just my opinion. But the time to move on those crooks was in 2017, 2018. The people would have backed him too, no matter what legal action was required. And Spygate is just one of many scandals Trump seems to have failed to expose. Hey, don't get me wrong. It is a Herculean task to drain the swamp. Hell yes. Trump knew that in 2015, likely way earlier, and knows it in 2021. But that is what Trump promised to do. To be fair, I would have been pleased if he had managed to drain even 20% of it. Thus far, it seems like it is less than 10%. But to me, it was always the absolute burning #1 priority for Trump. Why? To prevent where it looks like we are today. That's why. Which on the whole is totally predictable. I just don't get it. Why has Trump held back? Why the inaction? It makes no sense. Trump always knew this was a zero-sum game with only one winner, and he knows that when you declare war against vicious enemies, they will fight back viciously, and they did. Now, can Trump turn things around in 8 days? Of course. 8 days is an eternity in politics. Plus, the panic of his enemies shows you how frightened they are. I trust Trump. He is an incredible human being, and it is foolish to underestimate him. And if there was anyone to win in this situation, it would be Donald J. Trump. But let's face it, time is running out. But working out what will happen in these circumstances is pointless. So I will watch and I will hope for the best. If Biden wins, I won't be posting again. That will be my last ever interest in politics. I will leave it behind me and spend time doing other things. But I guess that as the great ship America starts to sink into unknown waters, I will always reflect on why Trump failed to act when he could have done so much more. Let's hope it never comes to that. MAGA. To support Quodverum, go to quodverum.com/support us. To support this channel, go to the links in the description, PayPal, Venmo, Subscribestar, etc.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.